Hi there, and welcome to the Dr. Jules channel. I'm Jules, and I'm a full doctor, a PhD and degrees and all of that, and I was a college professor for a time. I just don't really look like one, do I? When you think of a PhD and professors and academics, you think of suits and big long words and gray, and passion just isn't really the first thing you think of, is it? But I like passion. I like being enthusiastic and Hawaiian shirts and talking naturally and loud noises and fireworks and all these very non-academic-y things. Academia felt like an environment for people where they wanted to study the theory more than the thing itself, the research more than the person themselves. But that's just not how I operate. I want to focus on the thing that I love, not the way that I'm studying it. And I don't want to hide myself or my identity or my opinions when I'm writing for journals. I want to let my feelings be at the center of how I talk about this stuff. But that's what this channel is for. To let me be passionate and loud and a little non-academic-y, and to showcase what I think about all of my favorite things and the industries that make them. And this video is my chance to introduce myself to you and to give you an idea about me, because I think if you understand me a little bit better, all of the work that I make is going to make a lot more sense. I didn't set out to be a professor. I kind of just stayed in school and kept getting degrees because I didn't know what field I wanted to get into, and I was good at school, so why not? I got my bachelor's in film and media studies because movies have always been something very special to me. It's how me and my mom bonded when I was a kid. That led me to video game studies and digital media studies in my master's. And then finally, I got my PhD in media and communication studies. That was the first real sign that I knew that I was going to stick out from a lot of the other people becoming academics. Some of my friends in the program were studying how feminists use social media to fight trolls and misogyny online, or how partners would communicate past trauma to one another inside their relationships, or how racism spread through sports team fandoms. Cool stuff. Yeah, super important research, very, very helpful for us to know as a society, right? I studied Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, I got a lot of looks at the time, especially from my advisors and my faculty. But if I was going to spend 3 years studying one project, I had to do it on something that I really, really cared about. At the time, the lockdown had just started, and the campaign I was running was forced to go virtual. And in those first few months, I really started to notice the difference between how online sessions and face-to-face sessions felt, and I wanted to study more about it. A few years later, and a little more development on the study, this final project looked at how all of the different media online, so the shows that we watch, the forum builds that we browse, Discord versus Zoom for video calls, how all these different media technologies influenced the way that people played D&D and influenced the way that people thought about D&D. I ended up talking to a handful of different campaign groups, the players and the DM together, and I wanted to see if, as a group, people could notice specific things about specific media and how they changed their game. Like how Discord helped them keep campaign notes and stay organized between sessions. How Roll20 had these very immersive virtual maps but had bad audio quality. What really stood out to me, though, was how the internet allowed so many people to find campaigns to join. People that really, really struggled in the past to find groups in person where they felt comfortable, but going online and using these online platforms immediately found people that they connected to. It was really uplifting, but it was super encouraging too. And it was really the step that convinced me that I wanted to be doing this kind of work in these game-centric spaces. So after I graduated, I taught for a year at a local college, and I helped as an assistant coach for our competitive esports team. And while I had a lot of fun doing that, educating in the classroom just wasn't where my passion was at. And if there's one thing I'm really trying to get across in this introduction, it's that everything I do is passion and excitement and taking my enthusiasm and putting it into everything I love and putting my everything into it. And that's what's led me here. I'm a doctor of media studies that's too loose and casual to feel like a normal researcher, but I also know after 10 years of college and 3 degrees that I don't talk like just another content creator. So that's my goal for this channel, is to let it be this middle place that lets me show off research and new trends in the community, but also to let myself be loud and proud to be a fan of all of these things that I love so much. So what should you expect from me as this channel develops? Well, a lot of Hawaiian shirts, staple of any colorblind person's closet, a lot of me talking about tabletop games, the video game industry, the movies that I love, bad takes on pro wrestling, Godzilla, and anything else that I think other people might also be interested in hearing about too. A big chunk of my videos are going to feel part lecture, part rambling, but that's just because that's how I've learned how to teach and share information. But I want to do it with all of the info and research that you would expect in an academic journal article, but made approachable for normal people, with all the excitement and passion that I can't keep out of any of my work. Because that's the point of this channel, and the name of the channel. Because I'm not just my degree, but I'm also not just a fan anymore. I'm a bard wizard, not either or, but both. I'm Dr. Jules, and I'm so happy that I get to start this process, and I'm even happier that I get to start it with all of you. Now, if you could do me a ton of help, and if you could do all that great stuff like liking this video, subscribing, and sharing the channel with your friends, I know you hear about it on every video on YouTube, but this is a brand new channel, and any help from y'all would mean so much to me. Thank you again, everyone, and until next time, have a nice day.